Good evening, everyone. Welcome to EIACP IISc webinar, live webinar series. So, life is a innovative idea of Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji in COP 26 on November 2021. So, in this regard, we are conducting a series of webinar under the various themes of the life. So, life is a focusing on lifestyle for environment. So, here we are trying to understand the uh, various concepts which are helpful for understanding the better lifestyle for the environment. So this lifestyle for environment webinar series today covering on rainwater harvesting. Today we have with us A.R. Shivkumar, who is very well known as a rainwater man of India. So A.R. Shivkumar has obtained his master's from Mysore University, a bachelor's from Mysore University, and post-graduation from business management from Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. And he has done a financial management proficiency program in Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. So he is one very well-known person. His work has been featured in Forbes, Times, as well as Business Today. He is popularly known as a conservationist and rainwater harvesting man. So he was a principal investigator at KCST, and he has done a diverse research with respect to the rainwater harvesting as well as solar water heaters. So he has joined KCST in the year 1981 and served in the various fields of the development with respect to the village as well as industrial equipments. So he has served in the field of decentralized and sustainable energy solutions. He has also initiated rural electrification, and also he has worked as a International Energy Initiative and Asia Office as a program executive. He has been associated with Indo-Norwegian Environmental Program as a program manager and played a key role from 2000 to 2004. He has initiated various programs at KCST from 2004, and he is one of the major contributor for developing the rainwater harvesting program with respect to the urban as well as rural households of the Karnataka. He has established rainwater harvesting measures for the government as well as private buildings. He has been uh, associated with various government organizations, and also he has provided the solutions for the rainwater harvesting, and he has conferred the national award as well as for the in the year 2001 and by the Union India, and he has been awarded as a citizen extraordinary by the Rotary Club in 2007. He is the first he has received the first innovation award popularly known as Amulya so in the year 2012, and he has published two patents which are awarded by government of Karnataka along with the various state awards. So it's my honor to welcome Shiv Kumar, who is very well-known person in the domain of rainwater harvesting. I welcome you, sir, on the behalf of EIACP, IISc Resource Partner, sir. Welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Bharat, and good evening, friends. Shall I go ahead, Bharat? My screen is visible,
Yes,
and then
yes, sir.
My audio is fine.
Yes, sir. It's fine, sir.
Very good. Thank you, friends. Thank you, Dr. TVR. This is an opportunity where I can share some of my experience. You call it as innovative ideas for rainwater harvesting. What is innovation? Innovation is something new which may be better than what you have, or something which make it more convenient for you, and your life becomes more easier. In this respect, let us see what's the innovations we have in the rainwater harvesting and how far we have come. See this picture. This is one of my articles which was published close to around 10 or 15 years back, I think. Yeah, this is Basically, the innovation is to have a tap to the cloud so that you have water at your place. A tap to the cloud and you have water at it. See here, you have the clouds, which has the purest form of water, and you need water. Uh, is there something which is very easy in this? Yes. Basically, you have a tap to the cloud and you have water. But how do you do this? It's as simple as this. Can you see that the clouds which pours water and you collect and then you have the tap open for your needs? Yes, this is what. And if I were given a chance, I would do this. Do you call this innovation? I don't call this innovation. This has come through the civilization. When the civilization started on this earth, in fact, the rainwater was something which was useful for all the needs. From that day till now, we have been using this, and this is a miracle which happens in our life and on the earth itself. Basically, the water which is stored in the clouds will come down, and that's the most purest form of water. And then again, we use it. It will again go back to the sky and forms cloud and come back. No matter whatever you are polluting, it will spit everything back to this earth, and the only purest form of water goes up. What a miracle! What a boon we have. Though we have abused this earth and in particular this water so much, but still, even till today, any corner of this world, we get the beautiful, clearest, cleanest, purest form of water through rain. Let's talk on this. Let's see how we use this. What is innovation, or what can be the simplest form of collecting rainwater? As I told you, it's a purest form of water. Four corners of your dhoti or a sari tied on your rooftop, when there are dark clouds, when it pours down and you collect the water through this, this is purest form of water. And this is the cheapest water. And this doesn't have, cheap in the sense, this doesn't have any cost. This has, in fact, there is no GST for rainwater harvesting. There is no GST for rainwater to collect. Anybody can do this. This is the purest form of water anybody can collect. There is no caste, creed, income, or any other this one. Across the globe, people can collect. That's how the civilization has come. Unfortunately, the responsibility what we had, the responsibility of having water for ourselves has totally gone. The responsibility has been taken over by many people. We'll come to that. Let us see that how this water can be used. And nature has plenty of water. If somebody says that there is a water crisis, water problem, we don't have water, and then the people start telling that, my God, when will we see that there is no water on this earth, and then we will all have to see the dark days? They say, even the Cape Town, they said that, yes, what a dark day which we had. And even they said that the next is Bangalore, which is going to be the Cape Town, and water will vanish. No, water will not vanish. What the nature has given is, in fact, we have so much, we have plenty, we have excess. In fact, this year's rainfall, what you saw across the country, wherever you go, including Bangalore and any other place, it's much more than what we can think of. And we have not seen that in our lifetime. There's so much of rain which came. There's a purest form of water to your doorstep which came. Not only to human beings, it's all for the nature, everybody, every living being, non-living beings. In fact, we have so much of water. Then where is the problem? In fact, the total quantity of water on this earth has remained same from time immemorial, maybe millions of years. And it will be same even after several millions of years. It will not change. Not a drop. You can't destroy a drop of water from this earth, or you can't eliminate that, or you can't bring an extra drop of water to this earth. So the quantity of water is same. Unfortunately, we are not being able to manage it. That's where the problem comes. How do we manage? Where do we get it? You see here, this is something what we see in the rural areas even today. And this this is very close to my farmhouse. It's in Tumkur district, Gubi Taluk, a small village. This is a recent picture which we saw. around this lake, almost every activity takes place. People take water to their house for drinking, they wash their clothes, they wash their utensils, they wash their cattle. And if you go still further around, you will see certain things which are unpleasant. You can't even explain here. That's the life. That's how life has come. And this is what we call as the nature's gift, and we enjoyed it. How much water do we need? As I showed you, there's so much of water. We just need around 100 to 135 liters of water for each one's daily need, per se in direct water what we use. And in that 3 liter is something which you need to worry about the quality. Otherwise, I think most of the water available around you will do the job. Because we have come a long way in our modern society, the quality of water has deteriorated. So we have to segregate water for cooking, drinking, bathing, washing, and all that. We start using different qualities of water. And how do we use? How much water we have? Can you do this? Rainwater is the purest and the primary source of water on this earth. And if you see, this is the earth, and we have only this much quantity of water. This is total water what we have. And this is the smallest dot what you are seeing is the fresh water in true forms on this earth. This is the quantity of air we have. So this minute quantity of water in this entire globe, and the life goes on. And that's how it has been for ages. Then where is the problem? What do we do? Can you see this picture? This beautiful. I have seen this. We have done this in our childhood. Water was our own responsibility. In fact, the women used to go with so much of fun and happiness to fetch water every day, morning, evening, and for the entire house. And nobody taught them water conservation, how much water they need to bring. They were using something like 50 or 60 liter per day per person, not beyond that. Otherwise, they have to draw more. They have to haul so much of water from the well far off and then to their houses. And this water, which was there not only for us, you can see here the entire life here. That's how it was there. It was the most decentralized and a sustainable water supply system which we had. If you ask your children to write a picture of water supply, they won't write this because they don't have the faintest idea. In fact, many of you have not seen this happening. This is how the purest form of water used to come, and then we changed it. No, don't go to a place where there is water. We'll bring water from wherever it is. That's how the time changed, and many people took responsibility. And from the decentralized and a sustainable system, we went into a huge centralized and unsustainable system. This is what is there in almost here. In fact, your house gets water from this. You are fortunate that you have a tap, but there are some people who don't have, who are not so fortunate, and they have to stand in queue and get water. This is the situation across the globe, whichever country. And from here, we have already moved on. It's an unfortunate situation. And by seeing the next picture, you will realize it is happening next door to your house. This is happening already. Water vending machines. Can you imagine this? Yes, it's happening. You go to any ward of Bangalore, there are so many of dozens of these water vending machines where, like a commodity, you have to pay money or put a token for the vending machine and you get water. That's what they call. Why did we come to this situation? In the first slide, I showed you there's so much plenty, and then you don't need to pay for it. It's free, and there's no GST and rainwater. Then how did we come to this situation? See here, such kind of architectural marvels what we had, we ruined them. We ruined them mercilessly. Go to any place, and you can't see this anymore now. And such pure crystal clear water. Can you see the water there? Around 15, 20 feet of water with crystal clear. We could see the bottom of that. And you can just drink that water. And such was the situation. And nobody knew water testing. In fact, if you see, TVR will tell you there are 100 ways to test water and different components and all. From A to Z, everything is there in that water. Unfortunately, nobody knew that there is so much in water. And they had only one type of water coming from the rain, and that's the purest form. And the non-rainy season, it comes from the ground, it's in a well or something. And that's it. That was we grew up drinking this water day in, day out, and we never had any water issues, water problem, water diseases and all. And these are the scene now. Go to maybe some 30, 40 kilometers away from Bangalore center or any other city for that matter, wherever across the globe you're living, you see such situation. And this is something, every day it happens. They're fighting for water. See here. If you go, even in Bangalore, this happened. I saw one, the Deccan Herald, the main sheet, front page, I saw this picture telling that, my God, the water, there's no water. We have to bring in more projects, and Chalavilis happen here, there, and all that. Tuesday it happened, the very next day, the Wednesday, I saw this picture at the same spot and the same newspaper. This is what amuses me. One day we saw this, and they say that, my God, the entire this one, so we don't have water in Karnataka and we don't have this happen on a Tuesday. And next day we saw this, because Tuesday evening it poured so much, and they called it a tsunami in Bangalore. The cleanest form of water which was falling on our roof, which was like a river flowing on the roads, because most of the natural Rajakaluways or whatever the streams which we had, they have closed all that encroach. That's why water has to find its own way. It will not stop, no matter whatever you do, whichever kind of dam you do, or whatever you build. There is no bar for that. Finally, it will reach the sea and it will come back as cloud unto your own house. Absolutely nobody can stop that, and it's happening and it will happen. How do you see that? This kind of situations which is happening in Bangalore, the Hosur road, people are using Coracle to go to the electronic city, and for commuting they are using Coracle. These are all some of the newspaper clippings you must have seen. Is there a lesson in this? Is there something which we can see this threat to an opportunity? Back of the envelope calculation, there are more than 30 lakh properties in Bangalore, and each one of them have at least 5,000 liters. Most of them already have, because they don't believe the piped water supply, and it is not continuous or it is not reliable. So what they have, a 5,000 liter underground sump they have, and the tap water comes. My request is, each one of these 30 lakh properties, the 5,000 liter tank they have, or if they don't have, if they make, and allow the roof water through a filter into that, do you think the water will come on this road like this? It will not. One thing, you will totally avoid flooding. Second one is, you have a reliable supply of water, at least for drinking, cooking, and the primary needs through this 5,000 liter tank. That's called rainwater harvesting. How do we do that? Why should we do that? What has happened to Bangalore? See this is the picture. I think TVR is very fascinated to see this picture. I have seen his pictures totally grow from such kind of picture into a totally red picture, which is happening, the concretized. These were the lakes earlier, the dreams, where the Britisher came and told that the lakes, the Bangalore is a city of lakes, and these were there, all these blue dots. They all vanished. Several of them became stadiums, housing complexes, golf courses, or bus stops, no limit, these things. Where we had the source of water, we totally buried them, and we have mega projects with Japanese aid and you name it. Huge millions of rupees came in, and we have projects to bring water from far off distance. Now, you can't even imagine, there are projects which are on the anvil to bring water from Netravati, Hemavati, and Sharavati, in fact, from there on, and I don't know from where they bring water to these cities. And the kind of projects which you see, most of you are not seen. I was fortunate, and I was had the good opportunity to visit some of these and work in association with these agencies, BWSSP in particular. The pipes, which are several of them, which bring water from Kaveri to Bangalore, where we are sitting here, they are of this size. Can you imagine? I look very dwarf in front of that. You can drive any car, you name it, inside that, from Kaveri River to Bangalore, nearly 95 kilometers non-stop. That is a kind of pipe, and 24/7, 365 days, they bring water, and we are allowed to bring around 19 TMC of water. That is 19,000 million cubic feet of water. And that water, after use, 80% of this will go back. Any city, for that matter, in the globe, 80% of the fresh water which comes to the city will go back as sewage or used water. I don't call it as wastewater, used water. So that may be around 13, 14 TMC of water. The crystal clear, purest form of water which is falling on Bangalore is around 21 TMC of water. 21 plus 13 TMC of water flows down the drain and goes out of Bangalore, and it reaches back to Kaveri. All the masala water from Bangalore, outside and wherever it is, from Mandya, Madhu, Srirangpatla, Mysore, and all that masala water comes back here. We collect the same water, comes back to Bangalore through these pipes after purification. Do we need to do this circus? No, we don't need to. Rainwater is the easiest and the simplest way to augment the existing water supply by simply catching where it falls. How do we do that? As simple as this. There's no innovation in that. In fact, we have done this from the village house to the large building, whichever we have. These are all there. The techniques are not important, and the technology or the tools are not important. Your will to collect rainwater is very important, and your will to use the purest form of water is important. The pure water falls on your roof, just collect it through your pipes which are coming down, which was otherwise going out. You put it through a filter or something to your tank, and you can't collect all the water. In Bangalore, if you need to collect water, it is more than 230,000 liters for a site of 40 feet by 60 feet, a normal house, and you can't build a sump which can hold all that water. So what I suggest is, the cheapest way to store this rainwater is groundwater. That is the ground itself. So allow the water to go into the ground. That's called a recharge into the ground. Basically, you can use the abundant or the old wells to recharge. Just allow the water to go into that. Just Mother Earth will just take millions of liters can go to the ground, and it's available for us when you need. If you don't have one, you can create one, a simple recharge bit kind of thing you can create. Whether it's an inclined roof, whether it's a flat roof, you can collect. There are various tools like gutters to collect from the inclined roof, and the pipes to collect from the flat roof. And after that, how much water you collect, that's important. Suppose any place across the globe you have around 100 square meters of roof area, and the rainfall in the place is around 1000 millimeters. This is Bangalore scenario. You can collect from 100 square meter roof area with 1000 millimeters of annual rainfall, 1 lakh liters of water in Bangalore. Just 100 square meters. Just multiply area and rainfall. That's what you need to do, and any place across the globe. How do you collect it? As I told you, rainwater is very pure, but unfortunately, on our roof, because of various activities like traffic and the construction and all that, we have a lot of dust, we have a lot of leaf litter, we have bird droppings. We need to filter that. These are undesirable matter in your drinking waters. So what we need to do is, there are different ways of filtering that. One such filter I am showing here is, it filters all that undesirable things, and then pure water can stored in the tank. Just have to attach the filter to the end of your downwater pipe, and the clean water gets stored, and you can use that water. What you need to do. Next 3 slides will tell you how simple it is to do rainwater harvesting. This is innovation. Unfortunately, most of these small innovations are not eye-openers for the architects and builders. For them, a bread box or Taj Mahal is something what they want to build. They forget about something which is more sustainable for a long time living inside that. They build the wall, they build the house very fancy, but the downwater pipe, they just leave it like this, or allow it to go to the drain or the gutter in front of your house. No, just you have a roof, you have a downwater pipe. Can we connect them together? Yeah, it's very simple. You can do it, or you can ask the plumber to do it. After connecting these pipes, just attach a filter. As I told you, why the filter is required. And divert that filtered water into your existing sump, or create one sump. This is all is required for rainwater harvesting. How much it costs? You have these pipes already. You have the sump. You need to have 1 or 2 lengths of extra pipe and a filter and a plumber for half a day to do this job, which is around 10 to 12,000 rupees if you have the sum. That's all is required. If house is bigger, you bring it from the other side also, it is the double the cost. That's all is required. Around 15-20,000, even for the big house, you have rainwater harvesting. If you have the sump or the tank. The tank is the costliest system in your water supply system, whether it's rainwater harvesting or the piped water supply. It costs around 10 to 12 rupees per liter to store. Depending on the size of the tank, what you need, you can build the tank. Filters are basically of various kind. What they do is basically they collect all the rainwater through them, and undesirable matter they reject, and it's called flush, and the clean water flows on the other direction to the sun, and you can clean them in different form. This is something which I have developed. It's called pop-up filter or the rain tap roof water filter. Very easy to maintain. It's has an auto flush at the bottom to discard all the debris and other things to come in, and the cartridge ejects out, and then you can clean it if you desire. For large buildings also you can do. There are thousands of such kind of projects through KSCST in Indian Institute of Science we have installed. These large buildings have collected roof water. We have piped all the system into such a fashion. It goes to one centralized place, and a huge centralized filtration system which we have developed, not the one which you saw in the previous slide. It's a totally automatic filtration system which works without any maintenance. And after filtration, the water goes to the storage, and all these people can use back their own roof water. Yeah. It's very simple. You can see here. This is some of those apartments and hostel buildings in some of the institutions and universities. All these pipes are connected, comes to a filtration system, a centralized large high volume filtration, goes to the tank. Excess water can be recharged into the ground. And in some of the apartments, this is a schematic diagram. You can very easily understand. It's not complex. Most of the time you have entire infrastructure already there. Only thing is you need your will to connect this end of the pipe through a filter into your sump. That's all is required. In fact, it's if somebody asks, is there a rainwater harvesting system in your either apartment or a building? They're invisible. They are almost a part and parcel of your building. Only some filter here and there may be visible. That's all. That's the simple. There are major projects which we have done. This is one of my favorite project which I designed and implemented. This is in Vidhan Soda, the power center of our Karnataka in Bangalore. And earlier, this building is a very huge building. We have stone structure, and the roof water used to come down through these pipes and discharge and go out through a tunnel outside to the drain. Afterwards, we interconnected those pipes, and through a huge, large filtration systems, automatic filtration system, very large pipes which are carrying lakhs of liters of water. Sorry, and then we have around Vidhan Soda. Below this garden, we have large storage tanks built, and the rainwater is stored, and it is pumped back to either for the use inside the building or for gardening and other activities. So this is some examples which not only for us, even the people who govern and the lawmakers can also see. And unfortunately, the good work done by government or a scientist or whoever it is not projected well to show people that how simple it is. And we are using it. Why don't you also use something? Our iconic building of the High Court of Karnataka. Yes, we have done rainwater harvesting for this also. In fact, this was built during the British period. The roof water pipes are through these pillars, and somewhere in the basement we collect and then again do that. Large industries, you can say. This is Bosch, which is on Adugodi on the Hosur Road. This is one of the classic example I can show where it's a huge roof area they have. One such roof area is 7 acres. One single roof is 7 acres. And we collected all that water, and they don't have so much of a need for the water beyond their canteen and other users. Excess water is pumped back to the system for the public use. That's a classic example where you can see how rainwater can be something for a social good in them. Yeah, talking about our utility, our Bangalore Water Supply and Sewerage Board, one of the best in the country, who are giving you can say that the highest number of metered water connections which we have, and quite reliable and quality also is supplied through this BWSSP water board. In fact, the water which is coming to your house through this Kaveri water supply scheme, we have seen to it that every building of this BWSSP has rainwater harvesting, and they collect water and either use or blend it with the system water. This is how it is. So people called me very crazy when they say that huge pipes bring Kaveri water to Bangalore, and this large GLRs, this is called ground level reservoirs, GLRs. BWSSP brings water from Kaveri through huge pipes and stores it here. And from here it get distributed to your houses across Bangalore. I said that no, we should collect water which is falling on the roof of these tanks. You go to any tank in Bangalore, the large tanks, very large tanks. You can't imagine there's some tanks which are quite huge. And the roof of that, we have just built a rim across, collected that water, filtered, and the same water is pumped back into this tank, so that in your house you have a blend of Kaveri water and rainwater which has been supplied in Bangalore. This is an example to show, yes, rainwater is important. And we are not spared even the chief minister's home office. This is Krishna, the home office beside this Ashoka Hotel in Bangalore. The roof water is collected, filtered, stored in a tank, excess water recharged into the ground, and that collected water comes back to the meetings for the chief minister and even the foreign delegates. They use this water in this one. Again, unfortunately, here nobody knows that where the water comes from, how they use this water and all that. But to showcase, we have done wonderful work. I had an opportunity to create the country's first rainwater harvesting theme park in Jayanagar, Bangalore. It's a wonderful place. I request each one of you to visit this. There are over 35 varieties of rainwater harvesting, groundwater recharge. You ask for it, whether it's a house or a corporate house or an airport or a defense establishment, you have an answer for that here. And there are engineers who have been trained very well to explain that. This is one such place. And there are skill development programs for the plumbers, architects, and engineers, which are regularly conducted here. And there are awareness programs for school children, college students, and corporate houses, which are regularly conducted here. This is one of the places in Jayanagar. This is called Sarem Vishweshwaraya Rainwater Harvesting Theme Park. This was my dream project, and then the most successful. It got a national award in 2012 itself. Where the parliamentarians came and said that this should be there across the country in all the cities. But unfortunately, after that, the request came from few cities. I had the fortune or the opportunity to create one such similar thing, or maybe better one, in Hyderabad, in Jubilee Hills, one of the rich areas of Hyderabad. Rainwater harvesting theme park. A wonderful place. So whoever is in that side of the country, we can definitely see this. And again, there's one more in Kanpur in UP also. I have designed one rainwater harvesting theme park in Uttar Pradesh. Yeah, examples are many. These are something which country can offer you, the system can offer you, nature can give you the gifts, but you should have the will to see that, yes, we can absorb this and then bring it to practical usage through these innovations. Going across country, we can see several examples. I have another maybe 10 minutes. I'll just conclude. Examples of rainwater harvesting need not be of something which is a commercial model. These are something which I had an opportunity to collaborate with the United Nations Development Program. I'm an advisor to UNDP. In Uttarakhand and that entire Himalayan belt from Jammu Kashmir to the even the northeastern states, we have rainwater harvesting systems which have been developed. These are skill development activities for the local people to see that they build their own system using all local materials, and then they have the skill. There are thousands of such systems have been built. This is somewhere in those Himalayan belts where you can see the ice caps on the mountains, but these people don't have water even for drinking. They have to tread 2-3 kilometers downhill, and then nearly it takes 2 to 3 hours to fetch 1 pot of water. We have given rainwater harvesting to them, a simple solution. They only built all these things. Only thing is we acted like a catalyst. I could go there and see all these local people, and they have the skills to do these things. Only thing is how to connect these two things see that they come very close to the villages to establish these things. And so you can see the smile on these places. They are building hundreds of systems across the hilly areas of these mountain ranges where the water is really scarce, and they use this one tank is sufficient for them for months together. They keep using whenever the rain comes. Examples are many. Even in Bangalore, there is one slum area kind of thing in Kengeri BD Workers Colony. We have the small houses built by government, and we connected all those small houses of these BD rollers, and then connected with a filter, and we have a common tank. If there is a rain, there is a queue of people to collect water from this. This is a smile. You can see that. You see, this is a purest form of water flows to their house. They don't have any other means of water supply. The rural India, in fact, especially in Karnataka and some of the states, we had a lot of quality water. That's quality issues which turned into something which is very bad, like the fluoride, arsenic, and all that. In Karnataka, we have a lot of fluoride affected villages. 84% of the groundwater in the rural villages where it is being supplied is very high in fluoride, and there's no solution. So we gave roof water as the solution. We built in several thousands and thousands of homes. They simply connected their roof water with a valve so that the first flush is allowed, then a sandbed filter at a tank, and that water they use. This is the happiest family which I can talk about. This is somewhere in Koppal or some place, I think. They generate their own water, comes through a sandbed filter, goes into this 5,000-liter tank. In the last, I think, 12 years, and not a single day this tank has gone empty. They draw only 2 or 3 pots of water. This is all their house. This is their kitchen, and this is their washroom. That's it. And this is the water which they draw, 2 to 3, around 20 liters, I think, per day they draw water. And by the time the water descends down and then the quantity comes in, there is already another rate to keep filling it. And it's happening from last 20 years. This water they drink, and they even start teaching us, telling that, sir, this is the purest form of water. From that day till now, we don't have any disease, and we are so happy, healthy, and all that. And they don't pay a single bill for the water. And we were surprised to go back after 3 years and see what has transformed. They had kept the system very neat, and this tap, what I saw was the tap had, they have replaced the tap. Then I asked, why have we replaced? And said, we need a lock, and this tap had a lock. They said that, sir, this water is so precious, we found out. So we lock that so that the others will not take this water. And that's how it has come. So that means more than the jewel, they value this water. This is how we should realize value for water. We should start respecting the water. I am very sorry. Most of us don't have the least respect to water. It's the least regarding. The Lake Symposium, what TVR and his group does, if you see the lakes, then it's such a sorry state in there. My God, I don't have words to explain that. The kind of disregard what we have done to this water. Please walk into any of the lake around Bangalore and see that. And if you call that water, yes, we'll talk about it. We had large program for school children to educate how the fresh and the cleanest form of water comes to them, and all others are the secondary water. By generating the water through their own roof, school roof, filtering and a tank, and feed them for drinking every day. At least here they have the clean water, rather than in their house they have highly fluoride connected water. And this is the best practices. What you do, you please clearly in the local language explain what is this program, how much it costs, who is the mason in their own village who built this, and it's not that complicated, with some phone numbers or some people to contact, where we get subsidy and all that. That's what we need to do. That's how it grows faster. Yes, collecting water is one thing, and recharging groundwater is another important thing, because the rain will not come throughout the year. It may rain 60, 70, 100 days in a year, but the rest of the period, we need to either store in a tank, or the groundwater we need to use. For that, so the simple way is to build a recharge pit by using these cement rings. and nothing to be filled inside that. It's an empty pit. You like an open well earlier days, what I showed you the earlier pictures. You allow your roof water into that and it seeps into that. Several lakhs of liters can go to the groundwater, and then that is available through your either bore well or open well for you to reuse. City can be a porous city concept. That's what I want to promote. You go to any place, the rainwater should seep. Your trees should be the collection places, or your the catchment area collect water like the tree itself, and when it flows down, it should descend down to the ground through these basins where the rainwater harvesting can be done. The footpaths of Bangalore, I was surprised to know there is more than 10,000 kilometers of road in Bangalore. 10,000 kilometers. And imagine the kind of footpaths what we have, maybe double. So 8 to 10,000 kilometers of footpath, suppose if it becomes porous like this to walk and allow the rainwater to percolate into the ground, do you think you will have water problem in our bore wells? No. Can every inch of footpath start absorbing rainwater and allow the percolation for the groundwater? We should not have water. This has been done in Indian Institute of Science at several places in the parking areas, footpaths, and Sadashiv Nagar, Jayanagar, and many places in Bangalore. And even in other cities, I have promoted this, and these people have taken it. And unfortunately, I somehow these contractors and the bureaucrats are against all these new things. It doesn't go to their mind. Every year they keep changing different patterns of footpaths, the coverings. They don't do something which is more sustainable like this. Even your stormwater drain in front of your house can be something which can literally allow rainwater going into the ground. And instead of the stormwater drains, you can have swales like this, which we have demonstrated in all our theme parks, and many layouts have done that. You see the rainwater percolating down and also excess water going out into that. That's what we require. If you see this, the entire patch like this, even the parking areas in the airport and other things, and the large multinationals where the software companies, they've already built huge parking areas. What we have done is we have allowed that rainwater which is flowing in these impervious areas go into a chamber, filter it, and then go into this recharge pits in some green areas of their own landscape. Millions of liters of such kind of water which otherwise flows out can be harvested and recharged into the ground. I can give you thousands of examples. There are more than 3,000 large companies where we have designed and installed rainwater harvesting, and you name it, including Indian Institute of Science at several buildings in several landscape areas. And over 200,000 homes in Bangalore have harvested rainwater and they are using it. And why not you? To make it easier, there is an app which is developed in collaboration between the KSCST, Indian Institute of Science, and another agency. I spearheaded and developed that app. This apps for 580 cities and towns across the country in India. It gives a tailor-made rainwater harvesting system for that particular house. Whether it's in you are in Guwahati, Ranchi, or Hyderabad, or any other place, you just log into this app. This can be even on your mobile, you can get into this. It will give you, by taking the historic data of your place. For example, if it is Guwahati, last 50 years daily rainfall data it takes, and it takes the soil characteristics and the rainfall pattern and many other things, and it will provide you the most optimum rainwater harvesting system for your house or a building, which you log in with only 3 or 4 inputs: the roof area, your place name, and how many people you are in your house. This is the app. It is the most used app across the country, and you can get it. You can go into this. It's there on your mobile. You can use it now. With this, if you feel that the innovation is not enough, I have many other things to tell you. The innovation is not only with us, innovation is with nature. The best innovation nature has found is to see that whatever dirty things would you do to water on this earth, but I still give you the purest form of water through my rain. That's the concluding word. Thank you very much. And yeah, the organizers, Dr. Bharat, somebody, if there are questions, I am available for this. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot for sharing the innovative ideas for harvesting the rainwater. You have not only showed the innovative ideas, you have also showed the implementability of the ideas. And the especially the stakeholders who are got benefited by this rainwater harvesting. Thanks for sharing this valuable knowledge, and this live webinar series has been benefited by your ideas as well as thoughts, sir. I request participant to unmute themselves, and if you have any queries, please share with Dr. Shivkumar. Participants, you have any queries? I think Avasti has raised her hand. Avasti?
Dr. Bharat, I am available through this either a blog or YouTube or through my mail. If they have questions or if they need to discuss with me, they can come back to me later also. And if there is something which you find or if they write to you, you can also post them back to me.
Yes. Is there if there are any questions, please share your questions and comments. So we will wait for 1 or 2 seconds, sir.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
there will be some.
Yeah, I'm available.
Avasti, you have any question? You have raised your hand. Himanshi Avasti. You can unmute and speak.
I can see
Looks
the
like you
hands
have
going
made.
up, but no voice coming.
1 second, sir.
Good
There is
evening,
a
sir.
question from Neeraj. Neeraj, can you unmute and speak?
Yeah, Neeraj, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Good evening, sir. Like
Good evening.
as you mentioned, some of the techniques for rainwater harvesting, sir.
Yeah.
Like footpath method for the region like Bangalore. Won't it be like very tedious process, sir, if we have to come into implementation now?
Definitely not. What is tedious in this? You see, the footpaths are laid almost every year. You go to either new areas or the old areas, they do it. Only thing is, instead of the interlocking pavers, what they're doing, they can do the pavers with less concrete. What I'm telling is, you leave 1 or 2 inches hole in each one of those pavers. That's all is required. In fact, the cost is less because the pavers, the total concrete going into each paver is less, and the laying is also very easier, and they will not skid because there is already a small hole which gives you a better grip to walk. And as I showed you beautifully, it turns into green small grass grow without your intervention, and the entire footpath looks green with small holes, a patch of greenery, and millions of liters of water which falls on that as rain can go into the ground. It's not tedious. Only thing is you should have, one is a policy to see that we should have a porous footpath, and contractors should be told how they should do it. They are already
Sir,
there. You can go and see. If you are a Bangalorean, you can go and see in Jayanagar several kilometers of that has been done. In IISc, we have several parking areas. We have this kind of pavers which have been done.
sir, again,
Sir,
if
thank
it
you.
is a paved one, it is like again a problem, no, sir. Like rainwater will flow as runoff again, and we should collect those runoff water without going to the storm water drains.
You don't need to collect. Whatever percolates down through the small holes or wherever there are gaps, that goes into the groundwater. And the excess water, nobody can stop. As I told you, it has to go to the stream, it has to go to Rajak always. Finally, it has to reach the river and the sea. Nobody can stop that. And that's a nature's way of recycling water. It will definitely take its own course.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so there is one more question from Ranjit.
Yep.
Sir, why rainwater harvesting is not mandated everywhere in Karnataka or India?
One thing is, if you yourself find an answer for most of your need, you will not be needing either the politicians or bureaucrats to help you, and they don't want that to happen. So if the responsibility of water, you say that it's mine and I'll collect it from my own roof, and they feel jealous. Arey, I want to help you. I want to bring water. Maybe it looks sarcastic for you. Policy is something they don't want to make it compulsory for everyone. We are here to solve your problem, and you don't worry about your problem. That's the answer. If there is a good will by either the government or the bureaucrats or whoever it is, and if they say that everyone should harvest their rainwater, like how it happened in Chennai, the entire city. Of course, in Bangalore also we have, but Tamil Nadu implemented it very strongly. That's how they had a very serious issue of the seawater ingress into the entire city, and their groundwater is so polluted, not polluted, the salt ingress. Because of 2002, Madam Jayalalitha's strict implementation of rainwater harvesting policy, the fresh rainwater started pushing down and back to the seawater. And today, the entire Chennai city, the groundwater is still available for them to use. Such kind of policy, strong will need to be there to have rainwater harvesting for every home. I doubt, because this is all short-sighted. They don't have the long-term vision for a sustainable society. If that is there, rainwater harvesting will definitely become compulsory, and every lake or every water body will spring back to life, and then they will become something part of us to really relish, respect, and also to use for our advantage.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Is there any questions? If you have any questions, you can share your questions as well as comments. Any questions? Looks like, sir, you have made it very clear so that there are no more questions actually. So, no, I
My
request.
pleasure.
Yeah. Now I request Dr. Anandi Subramanian, madam. So this webinar we are conducting along with the Soaring Sparrows Foundation, sir. So along with IISc, we are also conducting with the Soaring Sparrows Foundation. So now I request Anandi, madam, to share her views. Over to you, madam.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. I think Mr. Shivakumar, it's really been an eye-opener. Your presentation was very clear, and it was very practical in the sense that it is something which can be easily implementable. So that was very nice, and it is very well suited for our life mission, which we are working on. And in fact, what you said is right, because of the fact that the work that is done by scientists such as you, it really never comes out. It's rarely publicized by the government or anybody. I think that is where there's been a big gap. And I just hope that through LiFE, we can kind of showcase your work and what we can do in with respect to India, and because we have to develop protocols and monitoring mechanisms and all that. So I think your inputs in how we can do it at the district level, or we have to do it at various levels. So I think we'll definitely take your inputs, and I would seek your advice in taking this forward. And I think Dr. TVR and myself, we will try to get in touch with you as to how we can take your inputs and use it to the benefit of India. Thank you so much for today's talk.
My pleasure, my pleasure. I'm with you.
Thank you so much, madam. Now I request Dr. TV Ramchandra sir to share his views.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Shiv Kumar, for an interesting talk. As usual, very informative. I'm sure many will take this idea forward. Very interested people are observing, have attended this webinar. And also there are a couple of people are on the YouTube also. A lot of youngsters are listening to you. I'm sure they will take your message forward. Okay, they'll make their parents to implement their ideas in wherever they are staying. Okay, thank you once again, and we'll get back to you for more details. Essentially we are looking for how to make this happen in our country. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, TVR.
I thank on behalf of EIACP at IISc. So thanks for accepting our invitation, sir. We look forward to have a collaboration with you, and also we would like to invite your ideas which can be implementable under LiFE mission LiFE. So which is targeting for implementing across the urban rural areas, and the government is trying to achieve at least 90% of the India's urban and rural areas will become environmentally sensible. So under this banner, we also invite your ideas. So thank you once again for sharing your views, sir. Thank you so much. So I request participants to please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also please fill the Google form so that we will share the webinars whichever we conducted under this LiFE theme. Thank you one and all for active participation. Namaste.